Dun, 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 dun,
The trailer is out.
dun, dun, dun.
Right?
Yes. Did you guys enjoy the trailer?
I did.
Yeah, as I put it on my social media, as soon as the trailer dropped, I could have made the 2 deep on Kirby Smart's linebacking core because I wanted to tackle everybody.
Yep.
Walker, you were close. I almost took you down. You are a White Walker, technically.
He is
so
the White Walker.
White Walker.
Yes.
It was close.
I watched one of those videos that kind of explains everything you see in the trailer, and it looks like there's some fun stuff ahead in the new season.
But we're just living in the past over here, so
We have to go back a few years.
we do, and we're doing the
gotta
setup
catch up
because you
ASAP.
understand season 8 better if you understand season 2, right?
Yes, and then you still may not understand.
Right.
There's so much happening in this show.
Yeah.
This is the point where you get what's going on, but a lot of things start working together.
It's not just one storyline
No.
anymore. I mean,
It's-
there were a few, but now there are like millions.
Well, there's like 6 people now that want to be king.
Right.
So you start with that problem.
Yeah. So.
But the king is Joffrey.
Yes,
Cool now.
he is. He is the king. Season 2, so episode 1, the North remembers. Tyrion's heading back to become the Hand of the King, and Cersei's like, "Are you kidding me, Dad? Like, you're sending me Tyrion?" This is where Stannis Baratheon, one of the claims to the throne.
The rightful claim to the
Yeah.
Correct.
I will die on that hill.
Okay, I agree with that, but he is meeting Melisandre, who, if you don't remember her, the red-haired woman, and he's like, "I love your God. Like, I'm loyal.
The
like,
Lord
let's
of the
do it."
Light. Is that what
The Lord
he is?
of Light. Yes. The Lord of... She just says it... Everyone says it so weird.
She is a fantastic character.
She is.
And I think she has the best catchphrase in the whole show. The night is dark and full of terror.
Yes,
I
it
love
is.
She's not wrong.
She is not
She's not wrong at all.
Stannis also knows that Joffrey is a bastard, and so he's telling everyone, he's like, "Hey, Joffrey's a bastard."
Everybody knows now.
Right. Meanwhile, Joffrey's like anti-bastard though, because he wants all of Robert's bastards killed. Because he's like, if we kill all of them, then they won't try to take the throne. Little does he know that, like you said, Stannis is likely the rightful heir.
In fact, I say Stannis is, but in terms of like bastard son, I guess could you make the case for Gendry? And we'll get to Gendry in just a second.
Yeah.
Like he's the one that
Well,
was,
but
but he's
Jon
the same
Snow-
as Joffrey, I guess
Yeah.
you could say. So I don't know. It's
yeah,
either way.
I don't think so. I think it would be Stannis.
Yeah.
But Gendry does escape with Arya. He's
Yes.
the only one that escapes, and
If they
Arya
don't,
hides
if they
him.
don't make out in season 8, it's a failure by
Yeah.
George R.R. Martin.
I
They
agree.
have to at some point.
They're
That,
so
I'm getting
cute.
way ahead then.
I like that she runs into the, what is the guy, the many-faced god.
Yes.
When
Hagar.
she's...
Hagar.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
she's trying to escape with the folks from the Night's Watch. And we get a little bit of a preview of what he's up to.
Oh yeah, yes we do, and I just think it's so funny that I mean, we'll get to this in a second, but that Arya legitimately is Tywin's assistant, and he doesn't recognize
Right.
her. Like, dude. I mean, I guess that they've never really crossed paths, and they don't have Facebook, so he can't Google Arya
Yeah.
Stark and see what she looks like.
That's a fair point about
good
social
point, yeah.
media.
But, dude,
I don't think Tywin's keeping good tabs of what's going on anywhere outside of King's Landing.
Right.
You can see that because Robb Stark has defeated him in 19 consecutive battles now.
Right.
So
yeah. Well, Rob has offered a peace offering. He's like, if we can have the North and you give me back my sisters, I'll be fine. And he's like, Theon, can you go ask your dad if we can have his people? And he sends Catelyn to get Renly Baratheon, who's the younger brother of Stannis.
the other lesser-known Baratheon.
So they peace out. Meanwhile, the Night Watch is heading to the Crasters. So remember that? With the daughters in the woods. And
Yes,
Oh,
some
that
sketchy,
place.
some
It's creepy.
sketchy business.
Creepy guy. So
Craster's Keep, up north of the wall.
it's creepy, and
Yeah.
it
I
has
many wives.
his daughter wives. He kind of reminds me of Walter Frey, but I guess
Yeah.
Walter Frey doesn't marry his daughters.
He's more creepy than Walter Frey. And when he was talking to Jon Snow and he's like, "Oh, you look very pretty," I'm like, what is he doing? What is this guy up to?
he hit on Jon Snow because Jon Snow.
I think he did. But then he's like, "Don't stare at my wives."
In the rewatch, I forgot how fast all this happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was early season 2. We're talking about the first couple episodes in season 2 that we go north of there. We get introduced to Gilly.
Yeah, Gilly
who's
comes in.
Yeah.
One of my favorite characters. I love Gilly when
She's
she finally
great.
teams up with Sam down the road. And also, this is also the episode where Theon goes back to the Iron Islands and
Yeah.
not exactly welcome.
Okay, but it was. Can we talk about the weird scene with him and Yara?
Yara set him up.
Where he was like trying to make out with her.
Yeah. Speaking of weird people trying to make out with people, it's
I guess,
dude,
like you said, if you don't have Facebook, you don't know what your sister looks like.
True.
If you're gone for 12 years, all of a sudden, like, hey, there's my. I guess that's my sister. Crap.
A lot of incest.
I hate when that happens. I guess at least it's not intentional incest like some of these people.
Yeah, I'm not blaming Theon for this.
Yeah, but that was weird because you realize like his background and that he was shamed in his dad Balon Greyjoy in the Iron Islands, which actually is a sweet setup. That's another one. Like I said, I like the Eyrie, but I like the Iron Islands too.
But I would say him going back there set off a chain of events for him that is just the worst.
Well, and he's been
bad decision all around.
And he's been like internalizing all this like the whole time. You know, he's been yelled at, all this stuff. He's like very angry. You can kind of tell that. But yeah, Theon,
and he
from
wants
Theon to Reek, the reality show begins.
He wants power, and he has none.
Yeah.
Again, I forgot how quick that happened. We'll get that the next couple episodes when I guess if there's more evil than Joffrey.
Yeah.
It's
Ramsay Bolton.
Coming up.
Here he comes.
Yeah, so Balon wants the crown. He's like, I'm not helping that Rob dude. Like, how about we go attack the North? Which we'll get to in a second. But it's just, it's not good. Meanwhile, Daenerys is like, all my people are dying. I'm going to send some horses out to see what's going on.
Where are they? They're in some wasteland.
Yeah, it's called the Red Waste.
Yeah, there's nothing there. And so she sends scouts ahead like, there has to be something. Go find something.
And it's like
her
you said, like,
slow.
It gets slow. Yeah, this is where it gets slow.
Obviously, you don't have to know the show to know that she becomes the main, probably most important character in the entire series. But like the first time I watched it, even I was getting a little bit tired of her
it's like,
wandering through nothing and then just searching to find herself. She's like on this sabbatical and like out west. Like, let me take all these drugs and find myself.
She's walking the earth.
And I mean, she's not close to anybody. So it's like she's literally not going to run into any of the other characters that we know or care about.
Not for a while.
She does have one of those horses come back with the head in the pouch. Episode 2, the Nightlands. I was like, oh, okay, that's not really ideal.
Who did this, fam?
Oh, right. Who did this, fam? Cersei is like, nah, Rob, I don't want you to have the North. Tyrion's in charge, and he's like, Bronn, you're in charge of everybody now in the Watch, and
can he just name people like that? Like, can he just name Bronn to be the new like police chief?
He starts. I mean he's
like,
the hand of the king. Yeah, okay. I guess he got
Joffrey doesn't have to sign off on this or something.
Yeah, I guess not. Who knows? But Arya, that's where Arya reveals that she is Arya to Gendry or whatever his name is. But that's I agree. That is a cute little side storyline. Sam and Gilly meet. He's like, I want to help her. She says that she's worried about her baby and blah blah blah. And
Sam just wants to hold a woman's hand for the first time in his life. That's one of his biggest. You knew he'd fall in love with the first girl that gave him any attention.
Right.
But hey,
it's still a big one.
She's a good one.
We can't help her. Craster's a freak, and he also hit on me. And then Jon figures out that Craster gives his sons to the White Walkers. So he figures out that he goes and puts the babies down, and then the White Walkers like come in, and so Craster sees him spying, and he's like mad. He's like, dude, no. But I mean, I guess we probably should have realized something was up when he only had wives and daughters.
Well, they asked early in the episode. Someone said like, where do the sons go? And everybody's like, oh, don't worry about that. Nope. So now we know.
It's one of those like we don't ask
need
that
to know
question.
basis.
Yeah, very, very weird. We also meet Sir Davos, who's Stannis' dude.
Yep, love him.
He recruits a pirate to bring ships to Stannis, which we'll talk about. That does not go well later. But Stannis is like, I want a kid. So then he, Melisandre's like, I can give you a kid.
Not what you want.
Yeah, the kids know. We think it's gonna be
a kid, all right.
But it's like, okay, let's hook up with this witch so that you can have a kid. We'll see what happens there.
What could possibly go wrong?
Go wrong. Episode 3 is What is Dead May Never Die, and that's when Catelyn gets to Renly's camp, which is interesting because we meet Brienne of Toth, who is like super loyal to Renly. We meet her and she's fighting for honor for Renly.
She's a bad woman, by the way.
I love her.
Yeah,
she's cool.
In fact, George R.R. Martin is on record to say like he is a feminist, like big time, and that reflects a lot in his thing. But I think she might exhibit his most like feminine like thoughts. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Tough. Like absolutely. She is one of the more badass people on this entire thing,
definitely.
and she stays that way.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. So she's with Renly, who at this point, this is where we meet the Tyrells. Renly is married to Marjorie.
Right.
But he's in love with Loras, which is just incredible. And Marjorie's like, okay. Like,
yeah,
Marjorie's like cool with it.
You guys
it's
do
like,
what you need to do.
Yeah, so that's interesting to me that, like, I always like the Tyrell. I think they're one of my favorite houses in the show, but, like, that introduction was interesting.
Because they give zero you-know-what.
Yeah.
That's
right.
They're rich. I think they're, what is their house called? The House Tyrell.
Yeah.
They're known for having the bounty of food.
Yeah.
And they can control that through all of Westeros. And they know that. And they, like, walk around... Like I said, giving you-know-what. Zero you-know-what. Because they know they can.
Yeah.
They have a lot of impact on what's going to go down the Tyrell.
And Mama Tyrell, woo.
They love their
Mama
garden
Tyrell.
scenes. We'll talk about
They
the
do.
garden scenes later, but I feel like every single scene with them in King's Landing is them in a garden
Yes,
walking around,
that's
right?
true.
It's like, okay, do we run out of, like, other areas
It's a hobby.
to film, or...
They like gardening.
That's what they're
by the
doing.
way, Kat is there to team up with Renly, right?
Yes,
because
so she wants him to come with
yeah,
Rob.
join Rob's army, and then they can take down King's Landing.
Yeah, so, like, she was sent there, like Theon was sent to the Greyjoys. Hers didn't go well either, because he's like, I'm the heir to the throne. They all think that they're the heirs, and they're all trying to see what's in it for them. Balon is like, you know what, Yara, you can lead the attack on the north, which is like a total slight to Theon, who, it's like, let's have my daughter, which we know, again, like the feminist thing, like she's another character who she's like the leader of the army, but in that practice back in the day, Theon probably should have been the one, the son, leading the attack.
Yeah, but she's a lot cooler than Theon.
She's way cooler.
She's a tough one.
But Theon even like burns that letter that warns Rob, and then they do this weird water-based ceremony. Do you remember that? Like they do like in the water and blah blah blah.
That's right.
So he's a Greyjoy again.
Yeah. Good for him.
In this episode, also Shay gets assigned to Sansa, which I love that dynamic.
They're BFFs.
Yeah. And Tyrion's like trying to figure out who's like loyal to Cersei, and he's like slowly just like getting rid of people like that are loyal to Cersei. So that's interesting. It's like, bruh, what's going on?
He's really exerting some power here. He's really trying to show that he can be in charge.
Yeah.
Again, doesn't end up going well for him, but whatever.
He does his best.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. Arya's whole squad that's traveling, like when they meet Hagar and all that, they're attacked by the Lannister soldiers. Yoren is killed, but Arya says that it was Gendry who was killed. So she protects him in that way. So that's something to remember, because remember later in, what was it, season 7 or 6? When we see him in the, and we're like, oh, that's him.
He's
like,
one of those characters that you have forgotten about after years that just shows back up. And,
so that's why, because we thought he was dead, but he's not.
Right.
Episode 4 is the Garden of Bones. Speaking of gardens, Catelyn's like, Baratheons, can we stop fighting and just like actually unite against... Imagine if all the people against the Lannisters had united. It's kind of like now, like if we all would just stop fighting and unite against the White Walkers, we might actually be better off.
It would have solved the Cersei problem. There's no doubt about that.
But like we could have taken them out.
What would the story have been without Cersei?
Season 2, we could have taken them out. But Stannis is like, I want Renly to submit to my command, and then Melisandre gives birth to the weird shadow creature.
Okay.
I mean,
This
not a
What
kid.
the hell was that?
Yeah, this was actually, we were talking that this was the first time. We've seen a White Walker or two, but this was the first time in all the storylines we've been following closely that you see something of the like supernatural. Where every watcher for the first time was like, "What on earth was that?" Like that doesn't play in. When you watch a game, you don't think of like magic and like spells and potions.
Right.
We'll get more into that as the seasons go on a little bit, but not overly done. But this was the first time that we all were like looking at each other in the room like, is this happening right now?
Yeah.
Is it a ghost, shadowy figure that was just
well, because she was like legitimately pregnant, like, and he was
and
like,
then
I
she
want
gave
a kid.
birth to a puff of smoke with a face.
Right.
It's like, what in the world is that? So
that was supposed to help him to gain the throne, right? Well, I guess
it does by assassinating his
way.
brother.
It does, yeah.
I mean, it was definitely his kid, though. It had his face, right? Like
my big question.
He looked like the dad.
My biggest question about the shadowy thing is why does it kill Renly and not Joffrey? Why Renly?
That's an interesting.
Like, if it's there to help him gain the throne,
yeah.
why not take out the person on the throne?
I guess it's a thing where, like, a little brother and Stannis keeps asking Renly, like, please stop and submit to me. Several, like, Because he's his brother. He's like, come on, man. Like
sibling rivalry.
Yeah,
it's never
that's a
gonna
good
end.
question, though.
Just don't bring shadowy figures into it.
Yeah, that's...
If you're watching this at home, don't.
Yeah,
it doesn't work
and
well.
don't try to have a kid with a red witch.
No.
The night is dark and
She'll be a loyal friend, but don't breed with the red
No,
witch.
that's not something
That was
that
a
you should
terror.
do.
Yes.
Yeah, the other time she tried to do that, a guy ended up with leeches all over his body.
Oh,
man.
We'll talk about
All
that later.
right.
But yeah, that's not, you know, it's...
Gotta keep this safe
just,
for the kids.
She might be cute, but just don't.
Well,
there's a hot crazy scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, just keep it.
Yeah.
and you find out later that her level of attractiveness goes down significantly.
Oh, yeah.
So, but for now,
Mm-hmm. She definitely had some work done. Baelish comes and visit Catelyn, and he's like, all right, because they have Jaime still. So remember, the Starks have Jaime. They're like, all right, you give us Jaime, we'll give you Sansa and Arya. Little does she know that they don't have Sansa.
right.
Sansa's being abused by Joffrey because of Robb rebelling. And Tyrion intervenes and is pissed. And then Joffrey gets mad that he can't beat up Sansa. So then he just starts, like, shooting arrows at prostitutes.
Beating up random people.
Tyrion sends him.
Or having them beat each other up.
Yeah.
This is when you start to question whether Joffrey is actually sane.
Yeah.
But at first you're like, okay, he's just a mean kid. But now you're like, oh, he's mentally disturbed.
Like, yeah, the prostitute hanging from the bedpost.
Not good.
Yeah, not good.
I actually love Tyrion's ability to just smack Joffrey around. He's the only one I think that can do it without him being executed on the spot.
Yeah.
And we all get to know Tyrion very, very well. He's one of my favorite characters, but I love the dynamic between him and Joffrey. Joffrey definitely, for whatever reason, looks up to Tyrion.
Yeah, he does.
And will just take whatever crap Tyrion gives him. But anybody else, I feel like, would have their head on a spike.
That's a really good point because, I mean, he definitely gets upset, but, like, if anybody else said anything close to what Tyrion said to him, he would be, like, you're done. So
yeah, basically Tyrion and Cersei are the two people that can speak to him that way.
yeah, that's a good point. Tyrion finds out about Cersei and Lancel. Speaking of incest, when that's their cousin.
Yeah.
And so that's how he blackmails Lancel into spying on Cersei. He's like, I'm going to tell everyone that you were incestual with your cousin. Which honestly, at this point, cousins is like way better than.
That seems like kind of okay.
Yeah.
Because, after what we've
under
seen
this microscope.
with everyone else.
Yeah.
But they come to an arrangement.
Yeah, so that's how he gets him into that. Ariana
Grande was not on the show. Ed Sheeran was at one
I was
point.
going to say Ed Sheeran was, which is freaky.
Ariana Stark Day.
Yeah. But Arya and Jitter and Harrenhal, is that how it's pronounced? Harrenhal. And that's where the prisoners are like severely tortured to death. And so Tywin comes, this is when he picks up Arya, he's like, you can be my servant. And it's like, bruh, again.
Come work for me.
Yeah, it's like...
He should have checked LinkedIn.
Yeah, yeah, like...
Let me see your resume.
Yeah, right.
You qualified for this job. Stark, what? No.
Hold on a second.
Yeah. And then meanwhile, Daenerys finally gets to a city. So it's called Karth. And
that's right,
that
with a
guy is like, you can come on in. Like, but he wants her to marry him in exchange for wealth. And yeah, it's
come on
just
in.
weird. But she finally makes it to a city, so at least they aren't like rolling around deserts dying anymore.
Thank goodness. But people do want to take her dragons there, which is not good.
Yes, that is not good. So episode 5, The Ghost of Harrenhal, that's where he actually proposes, and Jorah's like, dude, you should like go over to Westeros and like get their support instead of like these randos over here.
Right.
If your goal is to be the queen, like that's not a good thing. But
and a good call on his part.
Yeah, I agree. But it's just not good. This is the part where the shadow thing kills Renly. Which is it's just again the weird okay.
Where did that come from?
Yeah,
but everybody accepts it like it's just a weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this shadow figure did
This
its thing.
show never ceases to surprise me because it's like you have all these graphic deaths and that's the way that he dies is by shadow figure.
I don't understand what's so strange about a witch giving birth to a shadow that goes and kills the brother of the rightful heir.
This is one of those things where if you don't watch the show and you don't know what it's about and you heard us only talking about the shadow figure, that's why people are reluctant to watch it.
Right.
I promise you will love it if you give it a shot.
The plot lines are great.
I'm at that point in my house where I can't get my wife to watch. She refuses, but I keep telling her it's okay. But if I'm watching it, she will only walk in on a scene like that. And she's like, you're an idiot.
She's
I'm
like,
just
that's,
no, I promise,
right.
it's okay.
No, I understand, but it's like, I'm like, the depth of the characters and the plot lines.
The
like,
story
you have
lines.
to...
It's the greatest thing that's ever been produced, I promise.
Because Catelyn and Brienne are accused of the murder, which is because they're like in the tent, and then, except for the Tyrells, who conveniently are like, let's go. Renly's people all are like, all right, we'll hang out with Stannis now.
And Brienne of Tarth is not very accepting of the death either. She's mad.
Because she was in love with Renly.
You don't want Mad Brienne.
Yeah.
Mad Brienne's a dangerous Brienne.
Yeah. But she makes a deal too.
Yeah, she's like, I swear, she does the whole thing, like very
There's
dramatically.
some ritual. Whatever,
I swear my thing to you,
whatever
Catelyn.
squire school there was in Westeros, she was valedictorian 3 times over. She knows all what to do.
She knows the spiel for sure.
She wants to take care of Arya and Sansa. In exchange, she wants to kill Stannis.
Yep.
Is that right? Okay.
Yep.
There's a lot of things in this world I'm, I guess, kind of afraid of, but if Brienne of Tarth swore her allegiance to me, I would sleep well. Every night.
Yeah.
No problem at all.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'd be fine forever. This is also the point. So Arya, she saves some prisoners because they're getting all tortured, and one of the ones that she saves pledges to kill 3 people for her because she saved him. So she chooses one of the men who brutally tortured the captive, and then she'll choose some more people later.
Quickly, the torture method they're doing, can we talk about that? The rat in the bucket?
Yeah.
That's awful. You know, that's all we need to say. You'll watch it, but that the thought of it makes me cringe.
I didn't even want to bring it up.
This is why I need Brienne of Tarth looking out for me. So keep me out of these kind of situations.
Brienne, if you're listening, I don't know if you're still loyal to...
Do your thing, whatever it is, and
we need
protect
to learn
House
speech.
Booker.
Logan loves you.
Yes, I
Yes.
do. I do. Jamie, realize what you have right there in your
I
books.
know, right? That's another one that needs to make out
Could have
in
been a
season
great
8.
romance.
Bummer. But
I guess season 8's kind of be like Dazed and Confused Westeros style, where everybody just hooks up.
It's a reality show.
Okay. Perfect.
We'll see. It could be like The Bachelor with Jon Snow and his aunts.
Suitors.
He has many options. The wildling that he comes across in season 2 that he ends up marrying in real life.
Yeah, he captures her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess that's, it worked out for him in real life.
Yeah, way to go, John.
Yeah, like you found Ygritte this season and...
Something about those redheads, man.
Yeah.
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
Yes, you know nothing.
I guess she's the one that started that.
She
wasn't
did.
She? Yeah.
She was.
Okay.
She escapes and he has to go after her, and that's how he gets separated from the Night's Watch squad, who's all hanging out. So that's like where you see that rift, and that leads to marriage for him in real life. Kit Harington and Rose Leslie, they took a day off filming. Yeah, that was good. This is where Tyrion learns from Lancel that the wildfire. So remember how Stannis goes down with all of the boats on fire? He's like, I'm gonna take control of that plan. Like, so Tyrion's like in on that. That was just a wild. I mean, we'll talk about that's not now.
Yeah, that's at the end of the season.
But they learn about the plan.
We'll get to it. I guess next week actually, because the greatest explosion in the history of television happens at the end of season 2.
Yes.
In fact, I mean, the first time I watched it, I was in awe, and I rewound it immediately. I was like, that was sweet.
It was incredible.
It was great.
So
it's
we'll
coming.
see. But
next week we can talk about the big explosion.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Next week. And we get to talk about the Red Wedding and the Reigns
is
of
that the end of
season 3?
Oh, I thought that was the beginning
I'm
of season
not ready.
3. I'm trying to remember.
It's episode 9, season 3.
Red Wedding is
The Reigns of
season
Castamere
3.
is the title.
Yeah.
Because remember they sing the song.
In fact, Abby, you're not married. We're both married. But at your wedding, whenever that may be, just play the Reigns of Castamere and see how many people start freaking out.
Oh my
and you'll know who's the real fans of it.
I have 2 friends getting married who are both redheads.
Because it's actually a beautiful song. It's a beautiful. I mean, it sounds good. Just slowly play it in the background and just kind of look around.
Yeah.
See who's on guard.
Okay, I'm interested.
Do
but
it.
my redhead friends, I'm like, make your hashtag the Red Wedding, and they're like, no. I'm like, that would be amazing, and they could play that song.
Yeah.
We'll see. Episode 6 is the Old Gods and the New. This is where Myrcella, Cersei, and Jaime, and Robert. We all know by this point. Cersei and Jaime's kid is sent away from King's Landing, and Cersei is upset. Theon takes Winterfell, but Osha helps Bran and Rickon escape.
Yeah, I'm glad that they get out of town. You don't want to be around crazy Theon at this point.
No. Well, because Rickon's such an important character, too.
Right.
So he needs to be free.
I'd forgotten who he was
By
until we
this
started
time, you
doing
just love Osha.
Yeah.
She's like the mother
She's
that
great.
the young boys needed so badly, with Catelyn out doing Catelyn
Definitely.
stuff. So.
Thank goodness for her.
And Hodor.
We'll skip ahead a few episodes just to like finish this off, because the only other thing that happens, but that it freaks everyone else out, is Theon chars 2 bodies and hangs them up. And everyone thinks it's Brandon Rickon, but Theon knows it's not. So that's...
Theon will pay the price for that.
Mm-hmm.
This is where
in many ways
Ramsay comes into play because they send.
Oops, sorry guys.
Watch yourself. They send Ramsay Bolton to take Theon out.
Yep. So this is where it all begins.
Yeah. His disastrous run.
Meanwhile, Rob meets a healer who is pretty cute and. Again, it's going to lead to his downfall. This woman.
She played hard to get, but he's already supposed to marry someone.
Yeah, he's committed to the phrase.
He's engaged.
He's off the market. He should be off the market.
Yeah.
Good.
At least Walter thought so.
Yeah, well,
Right.
apparently.
Don't cross Walter for him.
No, he's like still on Tinder, but he's engaged, and it's like, dude, come on.
Bro.
But it's not good. Joffrey. This is also the part where Joffrey. There's like that riot at King's Landing, and Joffrey's almost hurt, and Sansa's almost raped, and it's just like a weird. Remember, like the chaotic. I had forgotten about this.
Threw a
scene.
rock at Joffrey or something.
And it was just like crazy, but that wasn't good.
The people aren't happy.
Yeah. Tywin asks for Lord Baelish to go ask the Tyrells if they want to like come and hang out, and that's a good idea. An officer of Tywin suspects Arya, so he has the dude kill him. So then Tywin's like, "Where's my officer who killed him?" And it's like, but we'll see. And then Daenerys' dragons get stolen.
For a brief time.
Yeah.
For a minute.
So, but
the dragons love their mama.
yeah, the dude was like, I want to get married. Then she's like, no, thank you next. But
everybody wants dragons.
Yeah, so it wasn't good. Episode 7's A Man Without Honor, and that's when Tywin's searching for the guy that Arya killed. He's like, my officer said he'd be back at this time, and it's past,
He's suspecting something.
Yeah, it's not good. Ygritte keeps, like, flirting with Jon. She is, like, from the beginning, like, very much like, oh, Jon Snow, blah, blah, blah. But then she leads him into a trap, so she's super smart.
Yeah.
But this is, like, that whole part of, like, where Jon ends up, like, becoming... not part of the wildlings, but he does. He
develops a relationship with them, which is very beneficial to everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it ended up working out, but this is where that whole thing blossoms. Sansa freaks out because she realizes that it's not possible for her to have children, and that's the really tender moment with Cersei where she says, "Love no one, not even Joffrey, but love your children." So Cersei, the woman loves her kids.
Oh, she does.
So that was Cersei's motherly advice.
They're all gonna die, but she loves them.
Spoiler alert, Walter.
The witch. Speaking of witches, that was a witch prophecy.
That was.
At Rob's camp, Jaime tries to escape and leaves a guard dead. So everyone's getting all angry with Rob now because he killed a guard and Jaime and blah blah blah. So it's just not good.
Well, we're trying to work some things out in season 2. I feel like, we're trying to just figure things out, figure out who's supposed to be where. We'll get there.
I'm imagining if everyone had like family counseling, I think that this season would have gone much better. Stannis and Renly and Rob and Catelyn, because Catelyn secretly frees Jaime in episode 8, which is the Prince of Winterfell. Theon and his daddy issues.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if everyone would have just... been happy.
My
with
wife's a
their
therapist. I mean, she maybe could have worked with
if Dr.
these people.
Phil opened a shop in Westeros,
right.
all the events leading up to the next several series could have been avoided.
Right. So, but this is the cool part where Brienne ends up with Jaime because she's the one escorting him because Catelyn frees him, and she's like, okay, because she accepts Lord Baelish's offer. She's like, I'll give Jaime for my daughters. Like Catelyn's another mother who's like, I want my kids. And so it's just not really very good.
Bit of a theme there. I want to point that out at.
Yeah. Rob, this is where Rob decides that he's in a relationship now, even though he's engaged. So,
nope.
Sorry, Mr. Frey.
Can't do that.
Not good at all. Yara comes to Winterfell and she's like, hey, Theon, we're going to take you back now. And
you're done here.
Imagine if he had just gone. Then many other things
I think
would
he'll
not have
regret
happened.
it soon.
Yeah.
I think he'll regret it deeply.
It's not very good. Arya and Gendry escape with Hagar because Tywin's like, I'm going to go attack your brother. And it's like, that's not good. So it's, Cersei's trying to blackmail Tyrion, and
we're all preparing for battle.
Yeah, it's not good because Stannis is talking to Davos. He's like, I'll make you hand of the king, and blah, 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 and everyone's getting ready. It's not very good.
It's about to hit the fan.
This is also the part where the Night Watch finds some dragon glass, which is, again, figure out pretty important, but we didn't know at the time.
Very handy when you're forced to do battle with White
Walkers or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's fine. And then Jorah's like, okay, we'll go find the dragons. So it all works out.
Yes.
They find the dragons.
Of course. Lots more.
Of course.
Yeah. And then Bran and Rickon are revealed to be alive, which, I mean, I think we all kind of knew. Like, did they really fool anyone that well?
No.
It was not a good ploy.
Theon's not a very good leader.
No. Yeah, no.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
No. Episode 9, The Blackwater, someone who is a good leader, Tyrion.
Yeah.
This is the big
my explosion.
Fight. Yes. This is
I
the
thought
explosion.
we were going to get into it next week. We'll talk about it now.
Let's go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it because...
Big green explosion.
This is the coolest thing because it's like... So Stannis is attacking from the sea. They're on the wall. So Tyrion and all the Lannisters are here. And it's pretty wild because... How often do you see fire in a water fight, right?
It was a very cool visual. You could see the budget for season 2 was much higher than the budget for season 1. Right. They did some cool special effects things here.
You also learned then that Joffrey was not a very good leader.
No, he runs away.
He was not
He's
about
so wimpy,
battle life. He, but Tyrion very much was, even though he got knocked out pretty quickly. And then this is when he earns his scar for the rest of the series.
Yep.
But yeah, that little ploy, the little plan to what they remind me, they sent like a boat of.
It was like
the wildfire out there.
Yeah, it's called they call it the wildfire.
Yeah. And it was just leaking all through the Blackwater Bay. And all of a sudden, I think Davos was the last person that realized what's happening. He was like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah.
And that was it. And then actually, Davos' son was killed in that battle, wasn't he?
Yep.
So
Davos' son dies. Davos ends up like on that like rock, and then like they don't find him until like a little canoe comes and finds him. But it looked bleak for a minute, so much so Cersei and all the women were in this room, and she had this like poison, like ready to kill Tommen, ready to kill herself, ready to kill Sansa.
Just in case.
Yeah, and she had that weird dude with him. She's like, he's here to protect us. And it's like, can you just not? Like, but it looked bleak. And actually the wildfire was cool, but the one who saved everyone was Tywin coming in with the Tyrell forces.
Right, they saved the day, yes.
Yeah, they did save the day because some of the Baratheons had made it on land at this point. So even though the cool explosion.
Right.
Like Cersei was like, well, we're just gonna kill my other kid because they made Joffrey fight, which she was like freaking out about. But
well, he didn't fight.
Gotta man up.
Fight.
If you're gonna be a king, you gotta fight.
No.
The other weird thing that happens though is that Tyrion almost gets killed by like one of his own men, which will come back later. But he realizes that someone was trying to make it look like he died in battle, but one of his own family members was trying to take him out.
Yeah.
Sabotage.
I would say number 2 battle for Tyrion went a lot better than number 1.
Well, the first battle he was hungover and didn't even make it to the battle, so this was way better.
He didn't tailgate this one.
A good showing in this battle by Tyrion.
The last episode of season 2, episode 10, Valor. I can't say this word.
I'm sorry. What?
Valor Morghulis.
Margulis.
Can you say it?
No.
Valor Morghulis. So this is where the Tyrells are there. So Joffrey's like, oh. Marjorie's like kind of cute. So sorry, Sansa.
He's not wrong.
I mean, she is cute, but it's not good. Tyrion's now freaked out because he's like, well, someone definitely tried to kill me. So, and now Tywin's replaced him as the Hand, and Bronn's not the police chief anymore.
No, short-lived run as police chief.
Yeah, so Tyrion's like, this is probably not good, and he and Shay are probably in danger.
Yeah, he's being blamed for all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's not good. Brienne and Jaime are spotted by the 3 Stark soldiers, but Brienne kills them because she's the coolest person,
of course,
ever. Catelyn's like, well, please don't marry this girl. Please don't marry her. Walder Frey will not be happy. And he's like, I'm gonna do it, Mom. It's like when your parents don't approve, they probably know something.
They know something you don't.
Yeah, like
and they know best.
Phrase of free.
That's the thing.
Not good. And then this is where Daenerys comes out and she gets the dragons back. She kills the guy who takes them, and it's like, and then she seals the guy who wanted to marry her inside of his own vault and takes his wealth anyway.
I feel like there's always some triumphant scene with Dany near the end of each season. Where she's just like, I am the real character of the show. Like, forget about everybody else. Remember me.
Well, everywhere she goes, she sort of plays like she plays ignorant. Mm-hmm. And I think she lays back to see who's going to try to take advantage of her.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they do, she flexes her muscle and locks people in caverns
or burns people alive
in safes, or has the dragons just do dragon things, and that's it. So.
But it's like all this like slow stuff, and then all of a sudden it's like boom! All right, that's like fine. We're back interested in your storyline, Daenerys.
Don't worry, she'll wander around again for a while.
Yeah, it's like she's gonna wander around, but it's like I was like, okay, so the guy who wanted to marry her for money, she's like, I got your money anyway, and then the guy who stole her dragons, it's like Dracarys.
Gotta do what you gotta
do. Bye. Theon then tries to convince the men in Winterfell to fight for Robb's army, but they knock him unconscious and peace out. So that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Lewin, who's dying at this point, is like, Bran, you guys need to go to the wall. So this is the point where all of them head out of Winterfell, which, thank goodness, imagine if Bran and Rickon had stayed when Ramsay Bolton came into town.
Ooh, not good.
Not good. And this is like the beginning of Arya's weird storyline that we all... I mean, it's okay, but this is where Hagar gives her the coin, the Valar Morghulis.
The magic coin.
Yeah. And then it changes faces, and then he's like, here you go. And it's
a girl has no name.
It's like, dude, Arya, can we not? And then, you know, Jon Snow is trying to prove his loyalty to the wildlings, and he walks in the tents, and he's like, for some reason, they like him. So, I mean, again, it's like, usually they probably kill a member of the Night's Watch immediately, but for some reason, Jon Snow gets them to like him. The ending of this season is the White Walkers surrounding, which is just, I like, and it's like, so they've made it very clear that this is going to be an issue.
Winter's coming.
But everybody is just like, meh, let's just have 12 kings and all fight each other and make weird.
Hey, Game of Thrones, right?
They come around.
Yeah.
Almost all of them.
So season 3 is going to be
wild.
I mean, if nothing else, the Reigns of Castamere is
not
episode
ready to
9.
talk about it.
I'm still upset, to be honest, because at this point, you know, the show's kind of crazy and weird, but that was the one where I was like, yeah, I'm never watching this show again. So obviously it didn't work out.
Yeah,
it only gets better.
You're gonna watch.
Yeah.
We're all gonna watch.
Any final thoughts on season 2?
Buckle up for season 3.
It's gonna be a good one.
Buckle up.
Season 2 was fun.
It was fun.
It was more fun than I remembered the first time around.
Yeah.
I love the rewatch and looking forward to next time.
Yep.
Let's do it.
And now our watch has ended.
Now